Hey, boys and girls, I just want to do a fun song with you. If we were in class together, we would actually act them out and like touch these parts of your body. Obviously, we can't reach into our body and touch our bones because our skin and our muscles and our fat and all the organs are different things are in the muscles are blocking the way. But let's look at this picture on page 312. And I've kind of colored the different bones. So let's go over them really quick. So we have the skull. That's number one. So it's in the red right there. Here's the skull. I'm going to color in the black dots when you see them. So there's the skull. Number one. You can touch that to your head, or you can look at the paper with me. Clavicle are the bones right here, also known as your collarbones. You can actually feel them if you trace just like kind of near your shoulder in the front. You can actually feel the two collarbones. My dad actually broke his collarbone before and it didn't heal right, so it's crooked and you can actually see it. The scapula. Now this picture is showing the big bones in the back. So these are in the back. The scapula are in the back. And a lot of the times we say shoulder blades. So you say, oh, my shoulder blades. And I always have an itchy spot right between my shoulder blades. So I'm always like, Mr. Cornthal, can you scratch right between my shoulder blades? So if you feel in your back, there's two big bones. Like if you move your arms around, you feel they're big, almost triangle shaped bones called your scapula. And you remember them because they're kind of shaped like a spatula. So don't get confused. They're not spatulas, but they're kind of shaped like a spatula. So if you feel them back there, they're kind of like two big spatulas, but they're called scapula. Okay, then you have your sternum. You can actually feel it. It's right here in the front. Your sternum is right here in the front, and that your heart hides right behind there. And your what is it? Like I'm feeling mine in the front right now. It wraps around, and your ribs kind of connect to your sternum. So you have your sternum. That's this breastbone right here. That's another name for it. Sternum. Okay, so there's your sternum. Put a little dot there. And the next one, oh, I went out of order. Forgive me. We're going from 4, humerus. I always think this one's funny. Your humerus, when someone is humorous, are like, oh, that is funny, humor. And people always joke when you hit your elbow, they say, oh, I hit my funny bone, because that is the bone at the bottom of your humerus. And it's never funny when you hit it, it hurts. So your humerus, I think, oh, if I hit my elbow, I hit my funny bone. And I remember the long bone attached in this upper part of my arm is called the humerus. Ha, ha, ha. Okay, so there's your humerus. So when we sing in order, it'll go like this. 1, skull. 2, clavicle. 3, scapula. 4, humerus. And I drew this line here because there's actually kind of a little pause in the song. And then we'll move to the sternum. I went out of order. Then it's 5, sternum. Then the ribs. I bet everyone can feel their ribs. They go around. I'm sure some of you have eaten ribs from a cow or a pig. But our ribs protect all our vital organs and help hold our body up. So these are the ribs. I bet you already knew those before you started 3rd grade. Your vertebrae. So I'll put a dot here for the ribs. Your vertebrae, it's this whole section right here. So it's saying all these bones together. See, and they go all the way up to the base of your head, base of your skull. And one of the things that was an option for this chapter that you could still do is you get a pipe cleaner and you take the beads, little beads, and put it on, and you make yourself a vertebrae. You stack all the little vertebrae together, and you make yourself a backbone. So there's a vertebrae. Phalanges, that's a fun one to say. Phalanges. And that we have finger phalanges, and then we have our little toe phalanges. So finger phalanges, those are our finger phalanges, and then we have our little foot phalanges, which are our toes. So we have our fingers and toes. Those are our phalanges. Number 9, pelvis. Your pelvic bone is right here, and that holds you up and supports you. And it's you can actually kind of feel like this is where, when you feel your hip, that's the bone that you're feeling right here. Your hip bones. That's all part of your pelvis. There's your pelvis. Then we have, after pelvis, number 10 is femur. This is the bone right here. This is actually the strongest bone in your body. Mr. Hornthal's brother and his mother have broken their femur, which is unfortunate. And they have metal rods actually in their legs to hold themselves up because their femurs weren't strong enough even after healing. And the rods are still in their legs. So that's your femur. This is your biggest bone in your body. The patella. It's like here in your knee, right here. The patella. And you have two. They're one on each side. And then it's actually fun. If you relax your leg, you can actually wiggle around the patella. So it's like we call it our kneecap sometimes, but you can actually, if you sit carefully, like, and straighten your leg out and relax, you can actually move your patella around. Don't force it too much. It shouldn't hurt you when you do that, but you can move your kneecap. It's a little free floating bone right there. And then again, we'll finish off our song with the toes, which are the phalanges on your feet. Okay, so let's sing it in order. And here's a tune. It sounds... Okay, and I'm going to go in order of these numbers, and I'm going to start slow. Skull, clavicle, humerus. I did it wrong. Forgive me. I'm not going to start this over, though. Skull, clavicle, scapula, humerus, sternum, ribs, vertebrae, phalanges, pelvis, femur, patella, phalanges. These are the bones of your body. Okay, try and touch the page as you sing this song. Ready? Skull, clavicle, scapula, humerus, sternum, ribs, vertebrae, phalanges, pelvis, femur, patella, phalanges. These are the bones of your body. Now try it actually touching your body, your own body. So like starting with the skull, touch your head. Clavicle, find your clavicle bones there in the front. Find your big scapula in the back. You can reach back. They feel like the big spatulas. Then you have your humerus. You can grab your arm, kind of where your biceps and triceps are, the muscles in your upper arm. Sternum, you can actually tap it, that bone right there in the front, near where your heart is. You will touch it every time you say the Pledge of Allegiance. You're touching your sternum. Ribs, you can hold your ribs. You can even use both sides if you want. For vertebrae, you can actually reach back and feel your back. Your phalanges, you can wiggle your fingers. Your pelvis, you can touch your hips. For your femur, you can actually touch the top part of your leg bone. You won't definitely feel your femur because it is hidden there under your muscle. I have so much thigh muscle. You won't be able to feel your femur, but you just know it's in there. Your patella, you could touch your knee. And then your phalanges, your little toe bones, you can grab those too. Okay, ready? We'll start slow and see if we can speed up. Skull, clavicle, scapula, humerus, sternum, ribs, vertebrae, phalanges, pelvis, femur, patella, phalanges. These are the bones of your body. Okay, let's try a little faster. Skull, scapula. Oh, my goodness, I did it. Sorry. Let me try it again. Skull, clavicle, scapula, humerus, sternum, ribs, vertebrae, phalanges, pelvis, femur, patella, phalanges. These are the bones of your body. Try it again. Skull, clavicle, scapula, humerus, sternum, ribs, vertebrae, phalanges, pelvis, femur, patella, phalanges. These are the bones of your body. Okay, I'm going to try it real slow. Now this time I want you to pause. I want you to try and say it with me. And I want you to actually touch the bones on your body. Ready? Skull, I'm doing it with you. Skull, clavicle, scapula, humerus, sternum, ribs, vertebrae, phalanges, pelvis, femur, patella, phalanges. These are the bones of your body. Now I was able to touch all of those. So hopefully you could too. Ready? Let's try it again. Skull, clavicle, scapula, skull, clavicle, scapula, humerus, sternum, ribs, vertebrae, phalanges, pelvis, femur, patella, phalanges. These are the bones of your body. Okay, it's hard because I want to say a different order, but I'm going to get it right. Here we go. With confidence. Skull, clavicle, scapula, humerus, sternum, ribs, vertebrae, phalanges, pelvis, femur, patella, phalanges. These are the bones of your body. Okay, try a little faster. Skull, clavicle, scapula, humerus, sternum, ribs, vertebrae, phalanges, pelvis, femur, patella, phalanges. These are the bones of your body. Now, I'm going to see, honestly, try this. See if you can actually touch them in order. Okay, I'm going to race you. Skull, clavicle, scapula, humerus, sternum, ribs, vertebrae, phalanges, pelvis, femur, patella, phalanges. These are the bones of your body. Quick review. Whoa, super slow. Skull, clavicle, scapula, humerus, sternum, ribs, vertebrae, phalanges, pelvis, femur, patella, phalanges. These are the bones of your body. Okay, one more time fast. Skull, clavicle, scapula, humerus, sternum, ribs, vertebrae, phalanges, pelvis, femur, patella, phalanges. These are the bones of your body. Woo! Awesome. Good job. Okay, if any of you are able to sing this, I would love to hear it. All right.